Twitter Spaces, the Cypher's live. Ozman collects, he's hosting dives through digital realms with shows at 5. Web V, meet Marvel, the narrative thrives. Weekends we speak with Josh and Stride. Collectors going digital, we coincide. Digital sweepstakes handouts for those who abide. Bring collecting space news, we never misguide. V chill, kick back, geek mode, from car flips to comics, the spectrum loads.
Test 1 2 3 test. Hopefully I'm coming through nice and clear and okay. So I'm a little bit late. So the wife's been out and just got home, so I was giving her the updates on what's been happening with the kids while she's been out. So, but I'm here, I'm back, I'm ready. Let's get into it. Hopefully I'm coming through nice and clear. Hey, Exhibition, how are you, mate? So thanks for dropping in. Hopefully I'm sounding okay and not sound like a robot. If I am, please let me know. As I was saying, I was a little bit late, so I was giving the wife the update on how the kids have been because she's been out. And literally the moment I was about to do the space, she got straight in the door. But all good. But yeah, if I'm sounding okay, come through 100%. Very good. Like I say, we've got a jam-packed episode this time around. We've got loads to talk about. So loads been happening on the VeVe side of things, a bit going on over on the Cryptoys side of things, a little bit going on Candy, McFarlane. It's all happening all over the shop. We got the community up in arms. We got community doing this and that, and all bits and pieces going all over the place. Going to make a juicy conversation. But Exhibition, how are you, mate?
Hey man, I'm pretty good. Yeah, you're sounding good, but now you were a little bit crackly.
Oh, okay. Hang on, let me.
Yeah, just now.
Now. Am I coming through clear, crackly, robotic?
That was good.
All good?
Yeah, all good.
Good. Okay. Well, yeah, we've got D in the house. D, how are you? So host all's good. Okay, we've got a few people in the house. Let's get into some intro music and we'll get into it. That's right. This is courtesy of Dokta Strange, just in case anyone's wondering.
On Twitter Spaces, the Cypher's live. Ozman collects, he's hosting dives through digital realms with shows at 5. Web V, meet Marvel, the narrative thrives. Weekends we speak with Josh and Stride. Collectors going digital, we coincide. Digital sweepstakes handouts for those who abide. Bring collective space news, we never misguide. Be chill, kick back, geek mode, chick off, flips the comics, the spectrum loads.
I love that track. It's awesome. All right. G'day, everybody. Osman Collect 63 here, and we're back. We're back with Web V Weekends. We're up to episode 31. Can you believe it? 31. So I just get my soundboard together. I did have a soundboard all queued up, but like you know, it's technology. But I just want to say a big thank you for everybody for tuning in. Oh, here we go. 31. That's more like it. But backing me up, I love it. Thank you very much. But Exhibition D, so up at the stage, I see Double Quill in the background there as well. So another fantastic blog, I must say. Double Quill. I just finished cruising over it myself, and yeah, I got a bit of a laugh out of it. And yeah, it's quite funny how you were pointing out people buy stuff in the market and they know where they're buying it, but they still do it below floor price. But if you haven't read it, check it out. It's always an entertaining read. But Exhibition D, how are you?
I am a bit tired today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I worked yesterday, and today I went to Rotterdam because my little cousin and my nephew was his birthday, so he turned 7. So I went there, and it's a train ride of almost 3 hours. Ooh. And then back again another 3 hours, so 6 hours in total. But I got to go to the comic shop, so that was cool.
Yes, I was about to say, you picked yourself up The Last Ronin, I believe.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
Yes,
I was going through all the all the book. Woohoo!
I personally haven't read it myself, but I've been told it's a very, very good read.
Yeah, it's awesome, and just that cover. The cover looks amazing. And I was just going through all the books, and I was looking at X-Men books, of course, but I already read them all, and I wanted to have them, but I don't know. I was looking for something. I saw Saga from I think it's from Image. Saga's
So,
another.
yeah, I know Saga.
Yeah, so I was looking at that one. It's like, okay, maybe this one. And then I saw the less rolling, and it's like, oh yeah,
yes,
that one.
yes,
That's the one. Yeah, so I'm halfway through now. It's really cool. It's awesome.
Mm.
I'm gonna save the rest for I think next weekend, I suppose.
Yes. So who's the publisher behind that one?
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know anything about the turtles, but I do know that the original creators came back, because I watched that documentary. I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure. You got those shows called The Toys That Made Us. And,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I think one of the episodes is that the turtles, and those guys behind it, they were not on speaking terms anymore, and for years. And then at the end of that episode, they sort of had they started talking to each other again. And then I saw the less rolling, and that's the first project of the turtles that they worked on together again.
Oh, I see.
And, yeah, it's the turtles, of course, independent, but I see IDW. IDW.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so it's independent. Yeah, it's the biggest independent comic in the world, I guess. The Turtles.
So I was just trying to think if there's like a sneaking possibility that we may possibly get it on VeVe at one point or another, but who knows? Maybe not.
I asked them 3 times.
Oh, really?
I'm just spamming them.
So we must get this comic on VeVe like now.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. What about you, D? So how's your weekend been? I know your day is just beginning.
Hey, good morning, Oz. Good morning, Exhibition, and hey, Double Quill in the audience. Yeah, good morning. We are getting breakfast going right now. Yeah. So I might be kind of quiet as a speaker, but yeah, just working on breakfast right now, and weekend is pretty good. I worked yesterday at the market, and then I went to the west coast of the island to for my nephew's graduation from high school. So that was cool. Nice. I was back at my alma mater, so that was even cooler. But yeah, it was the rain. The rain held up until they were all done with the ceremony, and then when they were everyone came down to like give them lays and congratulations and stuff, that's when it just poured. And yeah, right. It doesn't normally rain in that town, but I mean, it was still fun. All the kids were just enjoying getting out of high school. Yeah, it was cool to see and good to be over there with my family. And then today we're gonna probably take it easy. We might go back to that same town to get our TV.
Oh yes, yeah, get the TV that died very inconveniently.
Yeah, we got a juju overload, so yeah, it broke when we were watching Superstar Money. But yeah, it's been a good weekend so far, and then we're supposed to be getting a new stove in tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh wow, it's all happening.
Yeah, our current stove, like for the longest time, only because there's 4 burners, so only 2 have been working.
Oh really?
Yeah, so we've been like trying to like between the people who cook in the house. There's only 2 of us, but we gotta like kind of work around each other with the 2 working ones.
Yeah, right. This new one's gonna be like a big like multi burner or something like that, or is it still gonna just have 4?
It's still gonna have 4 because we only have like a little space to fit whatever stove, so like for a certain type of stove.
Yeah.
There'll still be the 4 burners. I guess it's gonna be okay. I'm not the one that researched and bought it, so it's supposed to be like the one with the glass top, I guess. So without
but
the swirly.
is it like the electric induction burners or something like that?
Yeah, I guess so. Like I said, I didn't do the research.
Okay.
The person who does not cook did the research.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
No, excellent. Oh, I see Chris listening in the background as well. Chris, thanks for dropping in, mate. Hope you're having a good weekend as well and picking up those awesome mint numbers left, right, and center. And I've noticed you got some good deals on some Star Wars stuff, which is very cool. Hey, there he is. There's Josh. The collector's gone digital. Just dropped in. I was wondering if he was going to lose track of time. He was off gaming with Sven again, playing Fortnite.
Yeah, I'm digging your PFP, Chris. That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, hang on. Let's get Josh up here to speak. Yes, what you lost track of time, didn't you? Because you were gaming.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I left mid game, didn't even realize. So my apologies.
It's all good, mate. All good. I was just wondering, like, he's not here. I bet he's stuck in Fortnite with Sven. I bet my top dollar. Oh, speaking of Sven, here he comes running.
Yeah, look what just popped up, Sven.
Someone probably looked at the time and just went, "We're supposed to be with VeVe. Oh crap!" No, I love it. Yeah, no, I'm about to say, like, you've been doing your awesome gaming streams with Sven again. I do admit I did learn a lot about pet allergies in that space, just listening in the background.
Yes. Sven had to remove a sock from a dog during that live stream, so it was interesting.
Look at that. So veterinary work in live action, love it. What have you, Sven? How are you, mate?
Yeah, doing great. It was my fault. We were too late. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
It's all good, mate. It's all good. But you came. You made it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here to support you guys.
No, nice one. So like I said, guys, it's Web V Weekends episode 31. So we've got loads to talk about. Been all sorts of bits and pieces happening across the VeVe space. Just the crypto market in general. So what's going on with the BlackPink drop, which we'll get into. Because Josh, I know you've got a few points that you want to bring up. But how about we start with the light-hearted stuff, and then we'll get into the heavy hitting stuff once we get a few more people in the door. How about that?
100%.
All right, sweet.
I'm done.
All right, well, let me grab up my talking points here. So first off, like, how's everyone's weekend been? Sounds like everyone's had a nice chill weekend. Exhibition's been off to the comic book shop, picking up the Last Ronin, which is a very good read. Has anyone else read it? Because I haven't, but I've heard great things about it. I'll take that as a no.
I have not. No.
It's like, no, sir, I have not.
Yeah, no for me.
No, there you go. It sounds like if you get a chance, definitely pick it up, because it's especially like but some actually I'll tell you what, exhibition. Why don't you give us the bare bones of what the story is?
So yeah, this is a very special story because the original creators finally came back after, I guess, more than a decade, maybe even 2 decades, and they calibrated again, or they worked together again. I mean, and they produced this awesome story that was years in the making. It was always in the back of the mind, and it is a sort of it's their end game, basically. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of in the name. It's the last Ronin, so there's only one left. You don't know who it is.
Okay.
You just see you just see the one turtle standing there with always. With all the weapons on it, and basically the Foot Clan as one and has taken over, and the world is very grim and very dark, and they are getting their last chance to try to make the world or New York City livable again. So basically, to sum it up, the story of the last.
The Last Runin. So yeah, sounds like very, very cool. So we'll have to definitely check that out. Like I was saying, the exhibition before, I hope VeVe can somehow get that one on the platform, because that would be a really good one to get on. Because that'd be great, wouldn't it? It was IDW, I think we said it was. Yeah,
and it is it's creator owned, so I don't think they need the publishers permission for it. I guess they can just do it. So maybe we should all send them letters like, hey man.
We'll sign a petition or something. We'll start a rabble like in South Park. Rabble.
Spam on Twitter.
That's it. Do a raid. Okay. So I'm just cruising across the X spaces here, just looking if there's any community news I could bring up, and one just came across my screen here from a certain pair that just had a segment on the Rising Star. So I wonder if Dee's listening there in the background. So Dee, I believe you just you've popped up on the Rising Stars podcast. She ain't listening to me, is she? It's like this is where this part comes into it. Where are you? That one. It's like, yeah, awkward. But no, it looks like Dean and I have got themselves a little segment on the Rising Stars podcast. So that looks very, very cool. They're just chilling and vibing. So yeah, check that out if you get a chance. I literally just saw it, so I haven't had a chance to look at it, but that looks very cool. What else have we been happening in the world? Let me just look at my talking points here. I did try and make an effort to get some talking points together, but like I said, I've just been looking after the kids the last couple of hours because the missus went out. So I'm sort of scrambling around to try and get some notes together so I have something to talk about. But Dee's got a hand up.
Yeah, sorry. I literally ran upstairs and all I heard was Rising Star.
Yes,
but yeah,
I was just saying, like, I've just seen it come across my X feed saying that you made an appearance on Chillin' and Vibin' podcast.
Okay, yeah, he might pop in. We invited him on to come and either listen or come up to talk for today. Wicked. Yeah, I'm not sure if he will, but we sent him the invite, so yeah, he may pop in.
Oh, fantastic! I always appreciate more people coming in and chilling with us. So it makes for much more entertaining conversation.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
But yeah, no, very cool. All right, well let's start with some more popular topics. So let's kick it off with VeVe then. So VeVe, first of all, we've had the BlackPink drop, which has had very mixed reviews about. But also another exciting part that's come out of that is the comic books. We're getting the Fantastic Four number. I did write it down. Number 48, 49, and 50, which is the first 48 being the first appearance of Galactus and Silver Surfer.
Yes.
Yeah, and to tell you what, I've been looking at the Go Collect on these books, and there's some pretty heavy hitting books. So who's excited? Who's going to be going for it on the drop?
I'm excited.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, Sven, go ahead. I was just gonna say I like the comic. From what I hear is big, so I want it in the collection. My question here is, I hear it's 10,000 editions at 20 gem price point, so I don't know whether to go for it on drop or just pick it up in the secondary. But that seems high to me.
Yeah, that's exactly where my sentiment is as well. So let me just bring up because I did have it. There it is, the mini article. Yeah, so the number 48, which is the first appearance of Galactus and the Silver Surfer. It is, it's a 20 gem price point, and there's 10,000 editions, and that is coming for release on Tuesday the 28th. So it's coming up on Tuesday. I'm with you. I reckon 20 gems, 10K price point. Me personally, I'm not going to be going for it on the drop. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Ultra Rare looks really good, but I reckon you'll probably get better odds in the market, to be honest, just with the general market sentiment. Obviously, not financial advice, but that's just me. That's just me. Well, what do you reckon? Exhibition, Josh, you guys in the same boat?
Well, you just know that a lot of people who are going for it, and it's not going to sell out. I don't think it's going to sell out. And so the people who do buy them, they just gonna just drop the floor price to 10, and then everybody's gonna go on Twitter like, "Oh, field drop and VeVe this, VeVe that." So you can just pick one up on the market, or just gamble for a nice mint number, because that's what it is, isn't it?
That's it. That is exactly
gamble.
right. Yeah, it's all about the thrill of the gamble, I guess.
Yeah, and you can go some mint hunting, of course, because there's a lot of people who are going to sell it, and they don't know what the mint numbers are, or some high ones or some low ones.
Actually, that just on the subject of mint hunting, did you notice that Comics and Cryptos has got a bounty out on it?
He's got a what?
A bounty. So let me see if I can find the X feed. They've actually got a bounty out on the first appearance of Galactus.
On mint, on mint 1966, and the bounty is $1,000. Just checked for you, $1,000 on mint 1966 for FF48 common and uncommon.
That's it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So there you go. So if you're lucky enough to be one of the people to land the mint number 1966, which is obviously it must be the release year, Comics and Cryptos is willing to pay you $1,000 bounty for it. But
I picked up.
Yeah,
you know what I picked up this week? I was going back and forth with Chris as well this week with some awesome mint numbers for cheap, because some people are selling because they're either disappointed by BlackPink or they want to buy more BlackPink. So it was a good week for me, and I bought a Strange Academy, a common. But it was in 1922, the birth year of Stan Lee.
Oh,
I got
nice.
Yeah, and I only collect 616 mainly. But if I see one that is special for a cheap price, of course I'm gonna pick it up. So, and Strange Academy probably is gonna get a TV show, and it also has 9 first appearances or 8. It's a huge. And I love that comic, and I got to 1922 now, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is for you then. It's like level up. Love it. Yeah, I mean, like there have been like some really cheap stuff going in the market at the moment. I personally picked up a couple of things myself, but I'll get into that in just a second. But what about you, Josh, Sven, D? Have you guys picked up anything in the market lately?
For me, the only thing I picked up recently, I think last week or early this week, I forget, was just the comics Marvel Zombies 1 through 5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for reading purposes. But and I got them like all for under 8 gems total for all 5. So let's go.
Oh wow, let's go. Yes, this one's for you as well, and let go. Excellent. What about you? What about you, Josh? You pick up anything in the market?
No, unfortunately, this past week I didn't actually grab anything. No comics or collectibles, so got nothing really to add there. Sorry.
No, that's all good. So saving the gems for something worthwhile is always never a bad strategy. What about you, Sven?
I did say previous week that I wasn't going to go for the BlackPink drop. I didn't go for the BlackPink drop, but I took every secret rare card. I now have 3 secret rare cards, but I think I need another one to mint or to do something with those 4. But I did take those because I like how they designed it, and it's a very nice collectible. I looked at it and I liked the style of it, and I was thinking maybe afterwards I will get some ultra rares if they go a bit lower and just add the card with my ultra rare there. That's the thing I was doing this week. Yeah.
Ah, very cool. Well, what did I pick up? I actually picked up something a bit different that I've had my eye on for like ages. And I actually picked up the Ron English Grey School Guernica 2022, where they did the UK relief project. and I got that for like a really good price, and it's a mint 91191. So nice 3-digit palindrome. So I thought I was quite happy with that. I also picked up Uncanny X-Men number what number is it? Because I always keep forgetting. Uncanny X-Men number 101, which is the first appearance of Phoenix. I got the ultra rare I got the ultra rare Balderi cover, which I've just been looking at for ages, and I was just like, oh, and it actually popped up. It was like just under 17 gems. I was like, oh, well, you'll have to have that one. And then after that, I thought, yep, that's it. I'm done. I've got no more now. No more now. Just as you do, and Chris can probably attest to this as well. You just open the app, think, I'll just look one more time. There's nothing there I want. I go scrolling. What do I find? The Star Wars posters. And there's Star Wars episode, 5? The Empire Strikes Back. There's a common one. And it's mint number 4884. So 4-digit palindrome for under 5 gems. I was like, you bastard. I was like, well, I have to have that now. So I picked that one up. So that's my 3 pickups out of the whole the BlackPink drop. But no BlackPink for me.
Yeah, no BlackPink for me either.
No.
I do want the cards though.
The card does look cool. Yeah. Oh, we got a few more people jumping in. Hey, I see Duck and Cover dropping in. Thanks for dropping in, mate. So it was a pleasure to have you in. We can drop in. Oh, Inanna's here as well. I see John as well. I'm not sure. I think it's the first time I've had you in the space, but thanks for dropping in. But yeah. All right. Well, I suppose we can get into a little bit more juicier stuff. Let's talk BlackPink. So how do we?
Duck's in here?
What's that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Oh yeah, he is. I appreciate. Thanks for stopping by, Duck, because I know it's late for you.
Yeah. Well, it's not. So I won't say it's not super late for him because I think he's only like an hour or two ahead of me. But yeah, like I said, appreciate taking the time to drop in. And if you want to come up at any point and say hi, feel free to do so. And that invite always goes out to everybody. Hey, Fried Labbit's in the house as well. Always a continuing supporter of the channel. Thanks for dropping in, mate. Always a pleasure to have you here. So yeah, let's talk BlackPink in performance because it's not been doing very, very well. So it was a little bit like this. So yeah, BlackPink. How do we feel about the performance of it? So do we care?
Nope.
Nope.
You got it.
No, sir. Not.
It was just too expensive, and there were too many people hyping on it. I think it's a really awesome that VeVe has BlackPink because it's a really, really big band, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But the target audience is not on VeVe. And it is 60 gems for the ultra rare, which is really expensive, and 40. You don't, those fans, and I think most of them are between 10 and 16 or something. So that's a lot of money for those people. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah,
too expensive, too many numbers, and then people cannot sell them. So everyone starts flooding, like failure and below floor, and the ultra rare is 60 and it goes for 40.
I know. I've seen a lot of nasty sentiment in the X spaces lately. Like, and I mean, like to be fair, I mean there was one that I did see that came out of I did actually bookmark it. It was actually in response to someone voicing their opinions about what's going on in the VeVe space, and MC actually had a really good response to it. And I just want to try and find it and bring it up because I thought it was basically spot on. But let me just see if I can find it. I did bookmark it, but obviously, technology. Let me see here. But it was more or less just along the lines of basically like, you're entitled to your opinion, but people, I mean, like, respect other people's fandoms. Everyone loves what they want, and if you don't like it, go somewhere else. Is basically the real broad strokes of it.
Yeah, and the problem is all these guys, they are buying and they just want to sell it for $100 or 100. So they want to profit on fandom, and they get burned, and well, that's the gamble, that's the game, isn't it? That's the game. So, and then they're gonna cry wolf and big tears, and they're like, "Oh, it's your own fault, isn't it? It's your own fault."
Yeah, yeah.
And if you liked it, so I got lots of comics. They dropped 10 times.
Oh, mate. I tell you what, I bought myself an ultra rare AF-15 ages ago, and I bought it like for a ridiculous amount of money. Like I think I bought it for 1,700 gems or something like that. And now I look at the prices, like they're going for 500. Do I care? No, because I like the comic.
The only problem I have with my comics that dropped a lot of value is because everything is on sale now. So
yeah,
I keep
that's true. That's very true.
My benchmark is wrong.
Yeah. Josh, what about you, mate? How I know you've got some opinions on BlackPink. How do you feel about the performance of it?
Oh, it's disappointing. I mean, I think we all would have wanted more from it, but I think at the same time, I was explaining this to Sven a little bit earlier. I know a lot of people are focused on it not selling out, but I still think exposure-wise, it was a fantastic thing for VeVe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think there was I think expectations were a little off in terms of how many users should have come in from the drop, because everybody was seeing all the numbers before with viewership and stuff like that, and then the band was promoting it. But yeah, I think people are with how things work nowadays and all the online resources, I just think people are far more likely to become a customer after they've seen the company more than once. And right now, expecting people to just convert into users from seeing the company one time, not entirely realistic. And I think the main benefit behind this drop is going to be in the future, when they kind of announce something else that pertains to the APAC region, and then you kind of have those fans that heard about this initial drop go, oh, wait a second, wasn't VeVe the one that did that collab with BlackPink? Okay, you know what? I am going to actually check this out, and I am going to download the app and maybe take a next step, a further step this time. Jumbling my words there, but
yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, that's my opinion on that. But I think everybody's just focusing on it not selling out, but there are other positives to it.
Yeah, that's right. Swampy number 5's in the house. Swampy, how are you, mate?
Let's go.
That's it.
Web V trying to bring some value.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. There it is. You're quick with that.
Oh, mate,
I'm already missing the stumbling. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Can you pause what you're saying? Let me get
I'm a
this.
total amateur. I fumbled now. But how are you?
I'm doing great. I just wanted to say, BlackPink's new. Definitely for the, it's definitely appealing for Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And all the fans for BlackPink. For someone like me, when I first came across VeVe, it took me about a month, maybe a little bit less, but around a month, I would say, to really pull the trigger and mint something, which is why I landed on New Mutants 98. So I seen Marvel Comics on there. It was I was just kind of new to it and just wanted to, read up on it, learn what this is. It's kind of new to me. And consult with my wife, check my funds, see if I can afford to to buy these things.
Yep.
So for me, I feel like it literally just happened. I mean, we just released the hammer the hammer bang and the stage, literally, so and VeVe Vibes is really fresh, it's new. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm still waiting that month and a half later for people that were like me, because as you can see, I mean, the aftermarket and some of the things is a little bit more affordable, which is good for, people that come in and want the stuff. But initially, just being new to something and pulling $50, it was going to take me a little bit of time, I think, to be sure this is what I want to do. And that back then I was, there wasn't even a way out, to cash out or anything like that. But, so yeah, I'm still just kind of waiting little bit about a month and a half for people like me that just now found this to really start buying one or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, really, isn't it? Like, everyone just sort of like, expected, like, to the moon, but like, that collecting doesn't really work like that. Like, because a lot of people come from, I suppose, a lot of people come from the crypto side of things, and they're like, oh, we're used to seeing like, meme coins at 100x in like 10 seconds or something like that. Whereas collecting doesn't really sort of work like that. I mean, like, it's fantastic, like, that VeVe's got BlackPink, like, and I'm guessing over time that will bring in a lot of fresh users, fresh eyeballs on the IP. But I mean, it's the same as anything. I mean, like, this might be like the hot topic this month. Next month there might be some other big IP they'll drop, and then, like, it'll just be the whole shiny object syndrome that we always seem to get. But yeah, now we've got a few more people in the house. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for dropping in. I can see the likes of Kid Arcade. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. If you guys have not seen his latest NFT collection, just dropped. It is amazing. We've got all the different X-Men characters and all sorts of fun stuff. I believe it minted out pretty quickly over on OpenSea, but really, really cool artwork, and always another positive force in the space as well. So thank you for dropping in. Also see the likes of Omar, VeVe NFT, Tony, good to have you, mate. CB, always a pleasure, mate, to have you in the space. Nino Blue, Viva La VeVe, say Richards in the house, Mpax, say all the usual suspects. So thanks for dropping in. Now, Josh, I know you've got some topics that you want to cover, and now we've got a fairly decent audience with us. Did you want to take this opportunity to voice what you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I have. Well, I mean, I have a bunch of talking points, so I don't know if you're done your list yet, but I know we already talked about some on my list. I saw VeVe NFT Comics pop in here. It made me think of the Apple Vision Pro. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, we can do. I mean, like, we did. I did actually have a quick Google, because I heard you talking about it on your live stream with Sven, and apparently the story is, it hasn't been discontinued. It's just been reduced.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
So let me just Apple.
Yeah, so apparently the headset accounts to, I think it was roughly 1% of the company's revenue, which is obviously super low. I mean, $3,500 price point kind of kicks a lot of people out already, but it's disappointing. It's disappointing to hear that it kind of bombed that badly.
Yeah, here it says here the Apple is reportedly reducing the production of its Apple the Vision Pro mixed reality headset, as the device has seen less demand than expected in the US. According to analysts, some name I can't say, the original plan was to manufacture up to 80,000 units in 2020. 800,000 units in 2024, but this has now been reduced to 400,000 units. So basically, it's not out. It's just sort of been reduced. So we'll see what happens.
Wow.
From that. Yeah, it's quite a reduction, but I mean, like, it's only available in the US as far as I know. I mean, like, I know I can't get it out here in the UK. I don't know if the European audience can get it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
So yeah, exhibition. Can you get it out your way, Sven? What about you guys?
I have no idea, and it's too expensive for me.
Yeah.
So I haven't checked. The thing is, this is just the first real one market at the mainstream audience, and I think this is the first baby steps in that space. I believe in 2030 or so we will have like goggles or just glasses, and this is it's just too big and everything, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of things that were sort of holding it back, like the first iterations, was, I mean, like the way of the headset, the battery. I think life was a bit questionable as well. I mean, obviously, I'm someone who's actually had experience with the Apple Vision Pro, but feel free to chime in at any point here, because like I said, I'm just going off secondhand information. I mean, me personally, I just wanted to go into one of the Apple shops and just have a play with it. But like I said, it's not available in the UK, so I sort of missed out on that one. But Swampy, you got your hand up, mate?
Yeah, I think these companies are just banking on the whole Moore's Law thing that continues, where, every so often, like a year or so, the superconductor size or the power is like increased by twice.
Mm.
So we keep doubling like how powerful and how jam-packed we can do this that frequently. And this kind of reminds me of the development of, which is still hasn't really surfaced really big, which is stereoscopic televisions. I mean, they made those more than 20 years ago.
Mm.
And at the time, they were $30,000 to make. But as soon as it surfaced and airports started buying them, you know, and they realized that it was, you know, they still had some issues where you had to stand directly in front of, you know, at a 90-degree angle directly in front of it, or you wouldn't see 3D popping out. You kind of like on, you know, Back to the Future, sharks coming out, you know.
Yep.
So, so I read this article and I told my girl, I was like, man, they're going to start marketing. I guarantee you, they're going to start marketing TVs that use glasses for 3D movies, and they're going to start pushing it. And sure enough, they really tried to do that. Even my brother fell into that, bought one where you had to like buy these special glasses or whatever, but it really didn't work out. Nobody really wants to do that.
Mm.
But the whole point is they're trying to create some kind of a development fund through basically like a Kickstarter almost, you know what I mean? And it seems like their first initial Kickstarter for that amount, you know, might not have worked out too well. So maybe they just cut the production down on it a little bit. But as long as they keep developing it, you know, the superconductor is going to double, and, you know, it'll get cheaper and better. And so, yeah, this is just a sneak peek. That's the beta. If you want to experience the future, then you can fork over $6,000. You know, I mean, I waited. I was dying to play VR since I was 13, but I waited till the Quest came out for $400.
Ah, yeah.
You know, I didn't want to pay $2-3 to play VR and still have a wired thing on my head.
Yeah, no, God no.
You know, yeah. So anyway, that's my two.
Yeah. I'm the same. If I'm going to mess around with anything in VR, like I want, me personally, I want something like I'm sure Hino's going to jump up here for a second. Like I'm going to say something like the holodeck, like, you know, from Star Trek or something like that. Like I want to be like fully immersed in it, and like have like some goggles on my head and pretend I'm there.
Facts. And I will say,
true.
I experienced that. I mean, you know, like the Quest 2, you know, I mean, it's like whatever. It's good. I like it. I mean, I'm from a generation where $400 for an experience like this is like unheard of. You know what I mean? Like, you know, back in the 80s and stuff. You know what I mean? So this is like, to me, this is like, wow. You know, but to the younger crowd that's, you know, just so used to the best technology in the world, it's not that exciting.
Yeah, they're just like,
but.
So,
I know. To me, like,
today.
Bro, I remember maybe about, I don't know, 10 years ago, I was on like Xbox, and I bought I bought these like pinball games, you know, like Marvel, Ghost Rider, and stuff like that, pinball tables. You know what I mean? The pinball effects, or it's on mobile. I think it's like Zen Pinball or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they're pretty cool. And then like you buy one of these things, it's like $2, you know? And to me, like in my mind, the moment I bought this table for $2, I imagined myself as a kid going in an arcade with the only $2 I had, and it literally lost my 3 balls in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, no.
He's like,
you know what I mean? But I was picturing now me in front of that pinball machine, and right when I put my $2 in, a guy comes over with the dolly and says, "Where do you want me to put it?" You know what I mean? I'm just like, whoa, you know. So like, I get more excited about this tech, I think, than most. Maybe that's just because I'm older. An old fart, but I tell you what, man, right now I put on that VR headset and I undock in an X-Wing and a TIE fighter, you know, and do a barrel roll, and my whole office feels like it's moving.
Nice.
It's just like, anyway, I'm done. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I love it. You guys like that? Yes, sir. No, very cool. Right, Josh, did you have anything else on your talking points that you want to cover?
Yes, but slightly controversial here.
Okay, that's right. I like.
Just because I know, going back to the point about how a lot of people were focused on how this BlackPink drop didn't sell out and stuff like that. I was kind of more so focused, or I've been a little bit more so focused on their social media content and like what they're actually like reposting.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm the only one who's kind of thinking this way, but I just feel like they're, and this also I guess ties into their ads now too, because like their ads are very like lackluster, like very traditional ads. I'm surprised that Corey's face, my collectibles face, isn't in the ad. Like why isn't someone talking? Why is it a traditional buy a comic for $4.99 here? Like nobody's gonna click on that. So I just feel like their social media right now, and this is a recorded space, so I hope someone listens back to this, but their social media is just it's so off, and there's so many more opportunities, man, like in terms of like the brands, the IP, the artists, the types of collectibles, the backstory. Like there's so much stuff that they could be creating videos and content on. And I understand that they're limited with what they can put out. And I know My Collectibles was just talking about this. I think he even talked about AR, like they can't put AR in the ads. I get that. But like something more than a traditional 2D image of, hey, buy a comic for $4.99, and then you have just a banner of comics. Like there's nothing special about that. There's nothing that incentivizes somebody to click on that and go, yeah, I want to spend $5 for some random Marvel comic. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like they really need to improve their social media on that side. And then even in terms of what they're reposting, like I've been putting out new shorts content, purely experimental, and tagging them in every single post because I want to see what they're willing to repost and what they're not. And they're reposting, I'm sorry, trash content. And I'm like, you guys are in a position right now where you're putting out more targeted ads and retargeted ads. You have the biggest girl band in the world who just gave the company an endorsement, but you're reposting trash content and you're not even putting out enough yourself.
Okay.
So I just feel like they really need to fall in line a lot more on that side. So
yeah, no, I
don't know if anybody has anything to add.
Yeah, I got that one. I got one as well. Yeah, no, absolutely, Josh. I reckon that's a very valid point, and thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what everyone else is seeing like in the way of advertising and stuff like that, but the one that I see the most of is on YouTube. The little annoying pop-up that keeps coming up from time to time, which is VeVe, which is like, it's kind of like an okay annoyance, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I mean, they are in a position they need to try and do something a little bit more catchy than, like you said, like just like, you know, $4.99, click here, because it seems like, you know, very scamish. But maybe they do have something in the pipeline, because I remember a while back, Corey put that thing out saying, like, you know, give us like, you know, what you like collecting on VeVe, like, you know, say like, my name is this and I collect comic books and that sort of stuff. So maybe there is something in the pipeline. I have no idea, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Maybe I should stop talking here before I get myself in trouble, because there are like.
No. Look, I feel like, you know, it's a discussion. You have your perspective. I feel like, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like I've said before, that's what these spaces are about. They're about, like, you know, if there's an issue, let's talk about it. Like I said, like, you know, let's talk about it in a constructive manner. I mean, like I said, everyone's entitled to, and I don't want to censor anybody. So yeah, I mean, like I said, as long as everyone's kind and respectful, and we all can chill, it's all good. But yeah, Josh, please continue.
Yeah, so here's what I'll add is, if there's anybody listening right now who was in that space with My Collectibles, and there's any points that I left out there, because I came in like mid conversation, so I don't know if there was anything else he said about like what they can and can't put in their ads, but I don't see any reason why they can't have Corey's face or My Collectibles, and it's like a short form video. I don't see any reason why they can't do that. If they're limited with what they can say about the collectibles, I get it. If they're limited with the AR, I get it. If they're limited with the vault, I get it. But there's still a workaround with being able to put somebody on camera and talk about your company in some way, shape, or form, right? Like, there's no way that the IP is blocking them that much where they can't even take a video of themselves to talk about the company. And like their ad should be that over some 2D image. So yeah, that's one talking point. But
Okay.
I see O'Milly joined. I don't know if he wants to come up as well, because I think he was hosting that space. I might be thinking of somebody else, but that was that. And then
So what else you got?
looking down my list here.
Also, just
Crap ads. Yeah,
that's right.
that.
Just while you're looking, I just want to give Amelia a quick shout out as well. Like, you know, like I said before, like, you know, this guy down here is one of the hardest working guys in the Twitter X spaces. I mean, every time I open my X space, I usually always see Amelia holding some sort of space here and there. Like, he's even more consistent than I am. So I just want to give you a big congratulations, and yeah, keep doing what you're doing, mate. I mean, I know your spaces can sometimes be a little bit different to mine, but that's totally cool. But yeah, I just appreciate you and everything you're doing, and this one's for you, mate. And that goes out to all the content creators and anyone else holding X spaces out there, and anyone just trying to keep things going, holding it down. So yeah, so that's just my little shout out. So Josh, please continue.
I thought that was going to be enough time, but to be honest, I'm still thinking.
Hang on, I can try and find like a timer sound effect. It's like we try and buy you some time. But that's cool. Well,
I did also put that video last week talking about like my concerns about the VeVeverse with the system requirements, and it's a little disappointing to see that nobody's addressed that as well. Like, I keep seeing like the team members on Twitter addressing certain comments, and I'm like tempted to comment on the replies, being like, guys, like, why are you even entertaining half of these like posts? Like, stop replying to some of these fudders that are just like obviously looking to waste your time, and try and devote it to some other posts where you can actually answer some legitimate questions. Because I put out a whole flipping 15-minute video talking about a concern right now that if they do not address, and I'm right, like, oh, this is going to be the biggest moment since I've joined the community, since all the way back in season 1, where we will see the most backlash in the community. Because if we have community members right now who have been eagerly waiting to get into the VeVeverse, thinking that their systems are going to run it, when in reality they won't, and the team could have addressed this entire time, I think that is a huge like red flag. So I guess where I'm going with this is Swampy, because I know we talked about this last weekend with you being a Discord mod. Can I ask you, have you heard anything like behind the scenes, like anything about the team talking about this or like looking to address it?
Like I said, you don't have to worry about that, because Unity, you know, they're working with Unity and Unreal.
But how can't we have beta testers who have revoked their access because their systems won't run it. So I'm just confused. Like, how is that not a concern?
Currently, we're testing certain things. You know, the scope of our testing as beta testers can change. You know, one day it's this, one day, you know, we could maybe be testing something else. You know, so there's no expectations of, you know, right now we can't really draw the line of what the end is going to be. We just know that we're testing these things and these tools and these options, and I've beta tested a lot and alpha tested a lot, and you know, this is pretty early, you know, testing, and it looks great and it's working great, and I really just, you know, I foresee, you know, more devices, mobile or, you know, just some laptops and stuff running this at different performance levels, you know, at different performance levels. You got to imagine, you know, because the difference is there's free games right now. Like, let's say Poker Stars VR, Poker Stars VR. I don't know if you probably played that. If I wire connect to my PC and play it, then when I'm sitting around playing poker with people, I can see their eyebrows moving, their fingers, their spaced eyes open, blinking, they're smiling, you know, there's all these other features like the hairs moving freely, and you know, it just looks so great. But then the moment I go play it and sit around with the same people on my Oculus Quest standalone, which is a mobile device, I'm not seeing any blinking. I'm not seeing the mouse move. I'm not seeing the, like, so, there's going to be like performance level, like, in my opinion, that's just, I've seen it across all kinds of experiences and games and stuff like that, where, there's a level of performance, and depending on, how good of a system you have, you can really, reap the benefits of those features, and that's really what it is right now, just for gaming, in Rift, or, having a Quest, or a PSVR, or that's the difference between all these.
Yeah, very cool. So I just wanted to just circle back real quick, because I just saw a comment from Robbie's Matrix saying, just on the subject of doing the advertising. He says, I was telling collectibles it would be a good move to have community members create ads and just pay them for it. We all know that the community is way more passionate and creative than it comes to the advertising. So yeah, what about that as an idea? Like, maybe VeVe, like maybe not so much pay everyone for it, but maybe like offer, like, create some community advertising for us, and maybe it'll put you in the draw to win a collectible or something, or do some sort of giveaway or something like that. And I can already see, like, the likes of Notorious Bastards. I love that name. I'm sorry. But just backing him up on that, like, reposting BlackPink collectibles in AR in the comments here.
By the way, I just want to say, I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's right.
I don't work for the team. I'm just part of the community here. Like, I don't really know, like, what the end result and all that is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, like, I'm a beta tester. I just, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like,
yeah. You're just a guy trying to enjoy the product and just trying to spread a bit of positivity in the space, something like that.
Well, plus I know the kind of, like, the tech too. Like, I've been following VR and tech and all this stuff for a long time, so I just trying to, bring that into relevance, like just what I've experienced as a consumer with around this stuff too, and other experiences, VR experiences or game experiences or entertainment experiences.
Swampy, quick question for you, man. And I appreciate everything that you're saying, but I got to ask this with all due respect. Has anybody from the team asked you to kind of, like, quiet down from what you were saying last week? Because I'll be honest, there's a bit of a disconnect between the conversation last week and this one. Like, last week you were saying you need a quote unquote beefy computer. That's what you were saying, right? So that's all I'm building off of. So
yeah, like, but you got to bring in all the other stuff, right? When we were at DCon, Designer Con 2021, which is where they actually, and there's a video of that, and you can watch that somewhere on the tubes. Okay. They actually had a Quest there that was hooked up to a real small laptop. I was sitting on the couch in front of it. Wasn't really beefy, it was a real thin laptop. And it was connected to probably some kind of gaming PC, probably something. I don't really know. So anyway, they had it wired to that, and they were controlling the VeVeverse on there, and then later, David Yu comes out with a tablet and places this VeVeverse home in AR, and we were all standing right behind him. So, I think that right now we're testing, very maybe top level stuff, like at this current time, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm going to get grilled. Maybe I'll lose all my rights just for talking to you guys about this. I don't know. I'm just, we're testing, and right now, like, when I'm trying to run it at full performance, like, thank God I've got what I got. You can kind of, like, change it and stuff. If, and some people would maybe something less than what I have can run it too, and not maybe see the really intense stuff, like, just the quality looks so much better. It's just like all the games, dude. Every game I ever played, MMORPGs, VR games, consoles, like, there's always some kind of, like, a, threshold of what just so that you can have all these different devices. And the thing is that, Unreal and Unity is just great for mobile, man. Unity is just, I mean, that's what everything VR on the Meta Quest is, and so. And then when you see, when you go to the Cavernous website, right, and you scroll down, you see VeVe and Unity and NVIDIA and Meta. I don't think it says Unreal there. I'm pretty sure it says Unity. So it's like, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good, guys. It's just early. There's a lot of moving pieces to all this. It's not just cut and dry. You guys don't draw conclusions too fast, like a lot of you, I don't know, man. You haven't been in alpha betas. You can't really, I'm surprised we're even allowed to say anything. I just can't show you anything. Because the thing is that you have to realize is that all of this could change, all of it. All of it can change, and it could be this way and that way. And they don't want to get flack for that. They don't want to get flack for saying, oh, it's this way, that way. Because technically, we as testers don't really know, like, what that end result or what they're planning and all. We're just testing some parts of this, and so I can't really tell you. Only they know. It's not like what you maybe what you'd expect, but I've done a lot of alpha and betas for, like, I was way high level for Microsoft alphas. Like, I was the tester before the 5 other wave of testers.
Yeah, right. So you were like the guy.
I was the guy.
Okay.
I
didn't know it.
They would send it to me, and if anything, and they would say, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because one day you could log into your Xbox, and the whole thing could be fried. If your Xbox is resulted and destroyed by one of our things, we will buy you another one."
Oh, right. Okay.
That's how it was. So I was like, I'll take all the problems. Let's go. Sometimes I couldn't connect with my friends or play certain games, but I didn't really care because I got to really test, certain things that they were testing for their user interface or the market, their store or their entertainment and stuff like that. And not everything that I tested came to be. Actually, sometimes it resulted in better functions that we ended up testing and better user interfaces. And they ended up scratching that and doing something new that, worked way better. So it's just, these huge companies, everybody, they all do this, and we're just getting so caught up, like we're excited, you know what I mean, that we're getting a little worried, a little bit too worried, I think, about it. And I hope I don't get burned and skewed because I'm a technical person that's been watching these games and development of this stuff so intensively since I was a kid. Kind of how you're like looking at VeVe and Cavernous. I've been looking at like VR development like that since I was 13.
Right.
I'm just been so excited, bro. Like I'm just fried. I can't get away from it. And then it's finally here, and now, then I thought, well, is that the end? Here we are. And then all of a sudden they're like VR and blockchain. And I'm like, what? Like, no, get out of here. Like, like we're on another level that I'm still trying to keep up with blockchain and its development and EKZVM, what does that call it? ZKVMs and all the buzzwords and everything.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to unpack in the space, and there's just so much going on, and so just happening at one time. But yeah, it just sounds like it's like I said, it's all just baby steps. So just like I said before, as long as the direction's in the right spot, we'll eventually get there. It's just going to take some time. It might just be a slow grind up, slow grind down, like to do some twists and turns. Who knows? But yeah, but like I said, we appreciate you, Swampy, for answering best you can. Josh, if you didn't have any more questions, I think we might move on because I got a few other topics I think might be quite fun to bring up. But Josh, was there anything else you wanted to cover?
No, I think I'm good. But I got to be honest, I'm feeling worse and worse about that every single time I bring it up now. So we'll see how it plays out. But I really hope they're not burying this under the rug when they could be pulling it out.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to stay tuned. But so I was just about to give Rising Star a quick shout out, but I think he just left. I was so we have Rising Star in the house with I was giving a big shout out saying with chilling and vibing. D and Hinano are gonna jump on and make their debut. But that's cool. But that's over on the X Spaces, so stay tuned for that one. But so yeah, guys. So like I said, this has been Web V Weekends episode 31. So it's been a bit of a different one this time. Oh, he's back. Rising Star's back. So Rising Stars, just want to say thank you so much for dropping into the space. I just saw on the X Spaces here that you've got Hinano and D coming on your podcast, vibing and chilling, which are very, very cool. So yeah, just wanted to give you a bit of a shout out. Say everyone check it out. I personally, I won't lie, I haven't actually had a chance to watch any of the podcast, but it looks like a really chilled. It looks like a really chilled and vibing podcast. So I definitely check it out. So yeah, so what else has been happening in the world? So we've basically covered what's going on with the VeVe and cabinets and all that sort of jazz. So let's circle back to something a bit different. Let's talk about our collectibles. So we covered the BlackPink drop. Obviously, it didn't perform as well as everyone hoped it would. But if you managed to get something in the market or managed to get the mint numbers you want on BlackPink, or just like because you like the band, so congratulations to you. Like I said before, the one I'm particularly excited about, and it's a shame Sleeping's jumped out of the space, is Galactus and Silver Surfer is making their debut on VeVe. And one point that I did actually wanted to say, it was in one of these comics which sort of struck me, was one of them, I believe it is number 50. Number 50 is 2,500 editions at $6.99 price point. Now, I know the first appearance of Galactus, that's a 20 gem price point at 10K, and I'm probably going to skip that one. But this one, number 50, say 2,500 editions at $6.99, I might actually go for that one. What about everyone else out there? And is anyone tempted to roll the dice, especially on that Ultra? That Ultra looks really nice. So Exhibition, D, say Swampy, you guys are tempted to roll the dice on any of these comics at all?
First appearance of Silver Surfer, yeah, I'll probably be getting one of those if I can.
What were you, Exhibition D? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning to pick some up. The first one for 20 gems, I will not do that. I'll probably pick one up in the market. But yeah, I'm gonna try and go for one of each.
Nah, very cool.
Yeah, that the price point is too high, as I said earlier, and 10,000 editions. But I'm a gambler, man. I'm going for it.
Let's do it regardless. Love it.
In the collector's world, it's all about first appearances, isn't it? That's the key issue. And I'm going for it because I'm hoping to get that special mint. And Silver Surfer is awesome, and of course is Galactus. So the other one is cheaper and lower editions, and you might not even get it because I'm not gonna spend MCP points on it.
No, me neither.
So so you only have a chance of 1,250 something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So and if I go for the FA Silver Surfer, well, I'm definitely going to get that one without MCP points. And if you get a awesome mint number, look, it's gonna look really cool in your collection, of course, because these are huge characters. So yeah, the more I talk about it, I'm gonna buy two. No, yeah, I'm definitely going for it. I'm definitely going for that mint number. Yeah. Just gamble it and probably getting disappointed again. But then, then you got that cool comic.
That's
so,
it.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
This is the thrill, isn't it? The thrill of the chase. And we've also got, but then we've also got number 49 as well, which is so it looks like it's a continuing storyline. So we've gone 48, 49, and 50. So 49 is actually a $6.99 price point as well, and that one is 6,000 editions. So they're sort of gradually going down the line. So they're going like 10K, 6K, and then 2.5K.
Yeah, and I think the second one is that is where Silver Surfer, Northern Red starts to fight against or turn against Galactus. I think that's the one. But that's an important one as well.
Yeah, very cool. It's also quite timed, like quite well timed as well, because they've got like I said, the new Fantastic Four movie in the works. They've just announced that obviously Galactus and Silver Surfer will be making their appearances in that movie. So maybe this is them trying to like get the word out there, start pushing a bit of marketing. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I hope he's not a cloud this time.
Oh,
remember that?
Oh yeah, no, that was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did like Jessica Alba in it because she looked hot. And then in the second the sequel, they just pornified her. Remember that with the blue?
Yeah. I think they were just. I think from what I was reading, they were just making it just for the sake of making a movie, so they could try and hold on to the rights for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think they were enjoyable, but they were also the last ones of a different era because that super genre really started with the X-Men in 2000. Maybe Blade, you can say Blade because that gave Marvel the confidence to put out those movies. But after X-Men really started talking about those the superhero genre, and then you got a bunch of good movies, but also terrible like Daredevil. It's my guilty pleasure. I still like to. Yeah, because
I was about to say,
he can.
I was about to say, I wonder if Chris Evans is still in the house because, like, the moment you say Daredevil and Ben Affleck, he usually jumps up.
Oh yeah. Well, what I like about that movie is because he can see in the rain, and then he's talking to what's her name again? The actress.
Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah, Jennifer. Yeah. And then they have a sort of fallout, but then it starts raining, and then she makes this face like, you can see me. Love it. It's so cheesy.
Yeah. The good old days.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What was I talking about? We were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. We got sidetracked. Galactus.
Yeah, Galactus. So yeah, in the movie, I hope he's not a cloud, and I definitely am going for that comic. Yeah, for sure.
Very cool. All right. What else on my list of talking points here? So we've covered MC's responses. There's a few other things happening around the spaces as well. There's sparked off a bit of a controversy. Is the topic of Cryptoys, which they've got their marketplace coming, which is awesome, and also the Star Wars drops has been really cool as well. Like with Mando, Grogu, Bo-Katan, all of them are really cool. If anyone managed to pick themselves up one of them, congratulations to you. I've seen a lot of unboxing parties happening across the spaces. They're very, very cool, and always and probably the Cryptoys is probably the second project probably I have basically anything to do with. Like I'm predominantly VeVe, but yeah, Cryptoys is the other one I reckon's got a good chance of surviving in the space. But another one that sort of sparked a bit of controversy is their ability to, when their marketplace comes, is to basically buy and trade and then cash out using a USDC. And basically you can cash out into an external wallet, which then sparks the old question again of like, well, if Cryptoys can do it and they've got the same licenses as VeVe, why can't VeVe do it? So what do we think about that one, guys? And anyone got any thoughts, opinions, speculation? Let's hear it.
Well, Cryptoys is going to do payout in crypto.
Yeah, well, basically, let me just find the article here on X so I know what I'm talking about. So. So they have got their marketplace coming, which they're calling it the Token market with their crypto or with their little native currency called tokens, which is very cool. Right. Now, what they're calling it is teleportation, which is a very catchy name. So basically, the idea is you can send items between your backpack and external wallet. Right. So basically, you can take your backpack from Cryptoys and you can transfer it into an external wallet. So that suggests something like maybe like a MetaMask or maybe a Coinbase account. I have no idea, but and then basically from there, it also offers the option of, and then you've got the digital toy exchange where you can browse, we can browse, buy, and sell Cryptoys using USDC. So that's the crypto element to it.
Right. Well, we already got OMI, so
so yeah, So we I mean, like VeVe already has the exposure to the crypto market in that sense, but I think the one that sort of really got everyone talking about was the teleportation one. So because there's that topic about self custody and all that sort of stuff. Why can't we take our collectibles off app? Some say because the licenses won't let us. So now I sort of sparked the debate well, Cryptoys can do it and they don't have the same. They've basically got the same licenses as VeVe. Why can't we do it?
Yeah. So as I understood it, is that the VeVe said we cannot do it because we don't have those kind of agreements. But if I'm seeing now is that they are saying in a space that is basically that VeVe was a trailblazer, and that's why they didn't have those agreements in place. But now Cryptoys is sort of a newer company, and so they do have them in place, which I don't know. Well, that sounds like a bit of bullshit, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that I heard that sounds a little bit more plausible is because Cryptoys is actually built on the Flow blockchain.
Right.
And I think they've got something going on. Oh, I can't remember it now, but there's a bridging protocol that apparently allows them to do it. Whereas because VeVe's built on Immutable X, there's a technical limitation there. I mean, like I said, I'm not a coder or a software engineer of any shape or form. I got no idea how any of this stuff works. But
you know what I think the biggest problem is because they have it in so VeVe have their own marketplace. And I think the big thing is because it's not their initial drop that they make money. They're going to continue to make money with the transfers, and that's something for years and years and years. That stuff compounds, so they need to figure out how they can keep their percentage of the transfers. And I think they haven't figured it out yet. But we have all seen those. Supposed patents that Disney has done, right? With all those levels, so you got basically 10 levels, and the creators or the owners, so Disney and VeVe, and then the buyer gets one, and then every time it sells, then the buyer and VeVe and Disney or whoever gets a percentage of it. So I think they are. So that is something that they want to implement before self-custody is going to take place. That is my best guess. And that is they should do that because that that gives a sort of guarantee that VeVe keeps going, and ultimately that's what we want.
Yeah, definitely. So what about Josh, Swampy, Sven, D? So any ideas, thoughts, speculations you want to chime in?
Yeah, I think the fact that they Cryptoys announces that the items will be interoperable, it's something that doesn't give a good vibe to me for VeVe.
Okay.
Will it make me bearish? No, but the problem is it's always the things add up and small bits add up, and after a while you get a bit too frustrated. So it's good that we can talk about it. I already talked a bit with Josh about it. But the small things that add up all the time and the fudders that keep on fudding, although you can mute them, but the thing is, those fudders are people that love VeVe too. Otherwise, they wouldn't fudder. If you're done with it, they would leave. But some way, they like the project and they're so disappointed that they leave and still want to voice their opinion because they weren't heard or weren't listened at. So this is another thing that adds up on the pile, and that gives that negative vibe.
Yeah, definitely. So sort of circles back to sort of like, you know, the way that they sort of like handle the community sentiment and, like, you know, their what's what I'm looking for, like their public relations, I guess you could say.
Yeah, indeed. It's like you know, they say VeVe is a collector's app, and we're here to collect. But the problem is there that you know, I collect my Pokemon cards. I have a lot of Pokemon cards, but I was thinking today, why do I collected these cards? And the fact is, I like the cards, but after a while, when you collect things and you tend to buy them in the store, and they decrease so fast in value, and you see everything dropping every time, you start to wonder, is it although it's a collecting app, but I think the inner nature of people that collect is still to at least keep certain value to their items. Otherwise, I wouldn't be collecting those Pokemon cards because I know there's still some value in them, but I collect them too because I love them. So yeah, there's a lot of things going through my mind at the moment. I still believe in the project, but it doesn't. It's like you said, the community, the public relationships, and indeed they repeat the things. They say, "Well, we improve, we'll get better," but we need that consistent positive flow, and even this drop, indeed, the BlackPink drop, it gave a lot of publicity to VeVe, and I agree it's the first time they get publicity in the south of Korea, but they still need to cater to their public here in the Europe and in America too.
Yeah.
Have like say, okay, we'll do this drop, but we do it limited, so at least the value stays at the same level, or can even increase a bit, and that gives a bit positive vibes, and then we would have a bit more positive flows now. But I'll still believe in the project, but we have to be honest and say the things we think about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like that's what these spaces are all about. Like, like talking about it, getting it out there, and bringing up these valid points. Yeah, totally, 100%.
Indeed.
Yeah, Swampy.
Yeah, I kind of missed. I had to back out because I kind of missed the first half of what Sven says. I thought you were making a joke, and you're just going to silence until I left and came back. So. But Sven, yeah, it makes me think about value of the things I bought, which you could say I overpaid
a lot. Oh yeah. I've got something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still holding this thing. I mean, oh my gosh. Anyways, but when I think about when these things go down, I think about even I've met people that come in, and they're just new. They just found out about it in New York Comic Con, and they went into the store and hit the buy button 3 times, and then came in the Discord, and people were like, you can get that on the aftermarket, right? But the thing is, when you really think about it, the person at the time of the purchase, even myself, like I valued it as that, and I guess I'm holding on to it, hoping that either one day the people that have it see the value there as I do, or if more people show up that see the value in it too. And those are the 2 things I guess I kind of hope for that piece, but I still seen the value in it when I bought it, and sorry.
No, go. Yeah, sorry, Sven. Just before I get to you, CB's dropped in as well. CB, how are you, mate?
Osman, what's good? What's good, everybody?
Very good,
what's
mate.
going on? Excellent conversation.
Yeah, we're
D1. What's good?
What's
good? Collectors.
We're having a very, very mixed conversation this time around. So we've got all sorts of different topics that are being thrown about.
Yeah, no, no, it's great. I want to speak to the concept of expectation of maintained value.
Yeah, go for it.
And I'm going to be hard on the community right now. In fact, any community in anything Web3 related.
Yeah, no, mate, go for it, because that's what these spaces are about. So
yeah,
have at it.
I think when we're posed with the and by the way, this is not in rebuttal to anything anyone said just now. This is just something that's been on my mind about the concept of expected retained value. When we press that buy button anywhere, Cryptoys, VeVe, anywhere. I've never bought anything on Cryptoys, but I'm heavy into VeVe.
Yeah.
The pressing of that buy button, if there's an expectation that value will be retained, you're simply not ready for the space yet. If there is an expectation that the team needs, hold on one second.
No, right.
I'll be back.
So we're experiencing technical difficulties.
I'll hop back in a bit, guys. I'll something just came up. I'll be back in a few minutes.
No worries, mate. maybe he's market sniping. Maybe he's just seen a deal. He's like, go right off and get it. I know who's like out there in the VeVe market, like, always on the hunt. But yeah, no, guys, like I said, like, this has been a very in-depth conversation. A lot of different topics being thrown around. Some that we don't normally cover, which is totally cool. I mean, that's what these spaces are all about. Like, getting these topics out there, getting them talked about, and yeah, just providing everybody a space so we can get these things off our minds and try and find some solutions if we can find some. But again, I just want to say big thank you to everybody who's taking the time out of your busy day to come and chill in the space with us. I see the likes of all the usual suspects. So I do see a few I haven't seen before for a while or coming in for the first time. So I see I just want to say big thank you to Dutch Rolex. Say always a pleasure to have you in the space, mate. Angel, say always great to have you. Kid Arcade still with us. Real Hanano still here. So Omar, VeVe NFT. So Kermi, Nino Blue, Neptune, Notorious Bastard, love that name. Richard, Empax, VeVe La VeVe, and just Casuals just popped in as well. So thanks for dropping in, Casual. Fried Labbits, Robbie's Matrix. Robbie, I've been reading all your comments you've been posting here in the chat, mate. A lot of them are really good points, really valid as well. I do like the one about why people don't like a fart cloud Galactus. I can wonder why. I always think of the Green Lantern movie with the Phalanx diarrhea cloud. But I'll see Mr. 169 Western. And anyone else I can't see on my screen there. I just a big thank you to everybody for taking time to come and chill in the space with us, and also a big thank you to everyone speaking as well. Josh, CB, Exhibition, D, Swampy, Sven. Appreciate you guys. So like I said, it's you guys that make these spaces what they are. What about you, Josh? Did you have anything you wanted to chime in on by any chance?
Nothing in particular, no.
Nope. All right, no worries.
I'm really excited for CB coming back. He's really building it up, isn't he?
He is. I need some intense build up music or something. No, I got to write that down.
It's gonna be good.
This is where he's gonna come back and say I just scored something awesome in the market or something like that. It just made an epic snipe. But yeah, let me just check out my other talking points here. So what have we covered? We covered. Actually, this is another one that's quite important. I should probably still point out. VK Night, the charity auction put on by Comics and Crypto is still going on. It's going to be running from the 20th of May to the 4th of June, and that is still available. So if you want to go over there and support what they're doing, let me see if I find it. Here it is. So yeah, it's the Comics and Crypto charity auction. So you can help us. It basically says our good friend in the VeVe community, VeVe Knight, was recently diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer, and we are organizing a charity auction featuring multiple collectibles generously donated by the amazing community members. Please help support VeVe Knight during this unimaginably difficult time. So if you're able to and want to check it out, head over to Comic and Crypto's X Space. Follow the link. I think it's galabad.com. It is a safe link. I have looked at it myself, and get over there, support him if you're able to, or get involved. But that is there as well. Just want to point that one out. And let me see what else I got here. Trading on Pinnacle.
I think Sven also had his hand up.
Oh yes, Sven. Sorry, Sven, do you have something you want to add?
Oh yeah. I wanted to CB is coming back, but I wanted to say maybe before CB can go ahead, maybe the feeling I get when pressing the buy now button is I want to buy something I really like and I value it at the price it's in the store. But the fact is, as soon as you push the buy button, you buy it. For me, in my case, I never sell or barely sell the items I buy. So I tend to keep all these things, but if the price drops so fast, you actually get the feeling that you're an idiot buying these items. So after a while, you start to join the people that say, okay, no, I'm going an aftermarket. But if this goes on for a long time, I am afraid that VeVe will have a big issue still selling things at the store. So that's for me something maybe to address before CB goes on. But CB, I'm ready to hear your opinion about it.
Yeah. Hey, Thanks, Sven. So yeah, can I go back to the point I was saying
Yeah, of course you can.
before I had to jump out? Great. So look, I think it's very tricky for someone to. I think it's dangerous for someone to come in expecting results as an investor. I think from day one you needed to have a certain vision, and that aligned with what VeVe was trying to do, regardless of whatever roadmap they put forth, and this includes any other platform. And you needed to ultimately either have an extremely extended time horizon with a lot of patience, or you simply needed to be a hobbyist. I think the issue is when you're not a hobbyist, when you look at these Web3 platforms or glorified Web2 platforms that really may not really be embracing the Web3 aspect a lot, even though they kind of say it in name. Whether it's self-custody, all those issues that we can talk about for days.
Yep.
I believe that it is those who are now looking to these various companies and platforms for quick fixes on how to quote unquote fix a market, I think is extremely, I think you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And I think that, I think that these platforms are going to do what they're going to do. They can be impacted to some degree by community sentiment. But I look at some of the people in this room that are just absolute freaking beasts of collectors, just monsters.
Yep.
You know who you are. And I I fancy myself as maybe some semblance of one of them as well, with the kind of collection I've tried to put together for not too much out of pocket fiat, certainly not too much. Not more than I can afford to lose. I think really that's the key.
That's it.
I think from day one, if you're in any of these platforms and you are in over your head and you don't see it, you see yourself as a hobbyist with this. I was mint hunting today on the VeVe drop for a little bit before I got involved in some other stuff. If you can't find a way to have fun with these platforms, regardless of where you're at, either in the black or in the red with your initial investment or the initial fiat put into it, you're really going to set yourself up for anger and disappointment. Particularly if you came in at very high market levels in any of these platforms and you saw dollar signs and there were stars in your eyes, and you were very seduced by anecdotes and the lore and legend of what other people had done, how they'd cashed out, because inevitably cash out policies change over time, percentages that are taken. There's always going to be something that throws a monkey wrench into one's big plans for flipping on these platforms. And unless you had been in crypto, most likely, and been in crypto for several years prior to your entry into any of these platforms, you were ill prepared for the emotional roller coaster that were these platforms for the most part. So when I hear about things that companies could do to raise the floors on things they could do this and that, it's all Band-Aid conversations, Band-Aid fixes. These platforms, I'll give you guys a great example. The VeVe Comic platform came along and fundamentally changed the concept of scarcity in VeVe Comics and VeVe Collectibles.
True.
And it was a gut punch to the concept of scarcity. And it fundamentally changed the metrics, our emotional metrics about how we see scarcity in the platform. Guess what? That is going to be the first of many revolutionary changes that most likely not all of us are going to love. And buckle up, everybody, because the drop schedule for VeVe, I've never, I'm not on the inside or anything, but from what I understand, they've got probably a couple of years of drops lined up. And I've been saying this for a while, and apologies to those in the space who've heard me speak endlessly about this. The user base of these companies is not growing at the rate of the expansion of their markets. And unless you were an active market participant early on, it was difficult to be able to break that down to ones and zeros. If you were doing the field work and you were seeing the way the market was expanding, then I think you were better emotionally prepared for everything, including pressing the next buy now button. But the complexion of the VeVe market or these other markets, what they're going to look like in the future, we have no idea. Right now, as is, you go on the VeVe market, new listings, you can see, okay, this is in need. I mean, there aren't a lot of new listings per day, per hour, as you know, anyone who's on the market can tell you that. But the fact is, it is unwieldy at this point. It needs better categorization, which means most likely a market overhaul in terms of the way we view these things, the way we mint hunt on these things, the way we stack these things is going to change. And change across the board is going to happen. And it's always going to feel like that episode of Scooby-Doo where it's like, if not for you pesky kids, I would have gotten away with this. The analogy is everyone who feels bad about their investment in Web3 is always thinking, if not for you pesky X, Y, and Z, fill in the blank, I could have had a better investment. That's lack of accountability. No one forced us to press the buy now button. And please, I'm begging people, at this point, you have to factor in, you have to build in some sort of fun in your collecting, or you will forever be the Grinch.
Yeah, no, very, very true. So just going back to something that Robbie's message just posted here, says at the end of the day, community sentiment matters. We all collect not only because we're collectors at heart, but because we enjoy being a part of a community that enjoys showing off our collectibles. It's very true. Yes, Swampy.
Oh, okay.
No, that's right.
I didn't mean to put up my hand, but it did kind of remind me of, like, you know, Wolverine. You know, I confess I spent, you know, way too much in CP to secure that. But, you know, that's what I was there for. I was waiting for Wolverine. You know, I wanted to make sure I was secure it, and you know, maybe I went overboard. But, you know, I mean, I see when, you know, I sit there for a couple of days and think about, is it worth it to me? Is spending this much on CP, is it worth it to me? And at the time it is, but then after that, you know, I found out I could have spent like more than, you know, less than half of that to secure it. And maybe even not even had to spend any MCP at all, you know. So, but you know, at the time, that's how much I wanted it, and I wanted it now, and so I got it. You know?
No, that's very true. I heard things in the past. I think it was basically like when we purchase something, we purchase it basically out of emotion. So we're all basically emotional creatures, and then we try and back it up with logic. Like it's usually always the way it works. But I mean, it's just how it connects with us. Like, you know, at the time of buying. I mean, like me in particular, I bought like I said before, I bought my Amazing Fantasy 15 Ultra Rare when it was like at 1,700 gems. I actually sold some Bitcoin to buy that. So obviously, like we've all seen the price of Bitcoin, what that's done compared to what the comics done. So at the time, I thought it was like, yeah, fantastic decision. But like, you know, hindsight, you know, is 2020. But you know, what you're going to do. But I think I agree with Rob on this one. Like, you know, community sentiment definitely matters as well, because at the end of the day, like, you know, we collect all this stuff and we do want to share it, like, you know, with people, like, because like there's nothing more exciting, like, you know, when you whip out, like, you know, your favorite collectible or comic or something like that with another collection, you go, check out what I've got, and goes, oh no way, you've got that, I've got this one, oh dude, and you have like that whole like dude moment. But yeah, I mean, like I said, like there are definitely aspects of VeVe that definitely need addressing, need a bit of improving. Definitely like we covered before on the advertising. Definitely, I mean, it's good that they're ramping up the advertising and doing it. But yeah, it sounds to me like they're sort of sacrificing a bit of quality over quantity. So maybe what they need to do, like, you know, obviously, like, you know, like I said, I'm not affiliated with VeVe in any sense and form. I'm just a guy on the other side of this microphone that enjoys the product and just enjoys hosting these spaces and providing an area for us all to share and enjoy our collectibles and collect and connect with others. Like, you know, at the end of the day, VeVe is a company. They'll do what companies do, and we're not shareholders or anything like that. We're just we're consumers at the end of the day, and sometimes we forget that. But yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, you just go collect what you love, and I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, like, you know, watching your after something you buy, like, you know, drop like, you know, 20% in value or something like that, but I suppose it's the same concept. It's the same principle as if you, like, you know, you bought like a new car and drove it off the lot, like, you know, it loses 20% of its value in the first 10 seconds or something like that. Or if you buy something on sale, or if you buy something full price in, like, you know, your local clothing store or something like that, and see it go on sale the next day. I mean, like, it's the same sort of feeling. Like, just like, oh, well, you know, if I could have waited a week, I could have got it, like, you know, for 10% cheaper or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Osmond, some of the savviest market people I mean, I'm speaking about VeVe because that's really all I know right now, because I'm not involved in. If you look at some of the savviest market people who have their finger on the pulse of the market on VeVe, they can tell you with pretty good consistency what the floor price is going to be on something after a drop, maybe day of, maybe 2 weeks later, maybe a month later, whatever it is. At this point, nobody should be surprised about the dropping of value from the store purchase price to the market price, because you either did your market research and you have a good sense of it, or you didn't. And if you didn't, I'm sorry, you know, before you press buy now on something, have a sense of the history of the market that you're in, how the market moves currently. You know, I'm of the opinion that right now, with the impending, what appears to be the impending rise in crypto post-halving, regardless of Ethereum ETF news, whatever it is, or Bitcoin, whatever it is, we've seen a trend of people selling VeVe pieces in order to get liquidity to go into crypto. I'm of the opinion that once people take profit from crypto in the next, at the height of the next mini cycle in crypto,
it's going to flow the other way.
It'll flow the other way. And I believe we did actually see that occur maybe like 1.5 times so far. So these are, you know, again, I think it and if you haven't had the market experience to be able to tell that by yourself, talk to people, get a sense of the history yourself on things. It's, you know, no one should be surprised at this point. I mean, we saw the retail price of BlackPink stuff. We saw the scarcity or lack thereof compared to how we know really good scarcity tends to perform pretty well. And after the first drop, most people with a good market sense could have told you, "Ooh, yeah, this is going to be rough." Even before the first drop, most people actually, we needed to wait until after the first drop, the first day, the first girl that was released in the 4 poses. Most people could look at that and be like, "Ooh, yikes!"
That was really
localization. Right, localization didn't hit. Someone made an excellent point, because a lot of people were saying, "Well, wait until Asia wakes up." Hey. In the West, we were up at 3:00 in the morning waiting for new comics to drop. Why didn't Asia set its alarm for 3 a.m. their time? That was an excellent point. And at that point, I realized, spaghetti-o. And if that dates me a little bit, so be it, Jedi. You know, so look, but is it freaking massive that VeVe has BlackPink? Yeah. Is it going to take a little while? Most likely to bear the fruit of what a monumental IP signing that was. Yeah, most likely. And, you know, was Wolverine the savior for us? No. Was BlackPink the savior? No. At this point, if you're leaning on the idea that, oh, this is the thing, please try to distance yourself from that thought. You're going to be disappointed. Again and again. But hey, I'm you know, shit, man, I'm a Star Wars absolute, you know, huge fan. Hit me with some low mint Millennium Falcon. Hit me with a low mint dope Han Solo. And I will be an 8-year-old all over again. I'll go mint hunting. I'll go head to head with the top mint hunters and be disappointed that they were faster than me. That's where the fun is. That's where the fun is. And between those times, I'm not over leveraging myself.
Yeah, well, that's it. At the end of the day, like, it's about the risk tolerance as well, isn't it? Like, if you are like, doing silly things, yeah, probably not this probably shouldn't be for you. Maybe you should be doing some more sensible, constructive things with your cash. Obviously, like I always say, like,
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
nothing ever said on this channel or in this space or anything else that ever comes out of my mouth is classed as financial advice. The only thing I only ever give as advice is enjoy your collectibles, collect and connect with others and other like-minded other people in the space, and just try and have fun in the collecting journey. If you do feel the need to do silly things with your capital, that is completely on you. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a guy on the other side of the world, because I'm here in the UK, on the other side of a microphone, just trying to spread a bit of positivity, try to provide a safe space for us to collect and connect and just geek out, because that's what it's all about. And now back to the program. But CB, just on that sorry, just a quick one. Being a Star Wars fan, you must be excited for the Acolyte coming out next month.
I'm an old school Star Wars
Maybe
fan.
not.
So you get so 4, 5, 6. I can hang with the best of them.
Yep.
I can tell you, Han shot first, the whole thing. Anything past 4, 5, 6, I'm hanging on by a thread, man.
Ooh.
I'm not a huge Star Wars animated guy, which means I don't. There's a lot of canon I don't have.
Okay.
But I wanted to make a point about the quality of these things. Completely off topic, but it popped into my head. We need to be prepared. Any platform that you're on, you need to be prepared for technology advancing so much that the quality of whatever's dropping now is going to be so completely eclipsed by the future quality of things. Right now, you zoom up on things in AR or whatever, wherever you're viewing these things on whatever platform, and you begin to get to a point of where you see pixelization. In the future, that won't be the case. And anything that's dropped in the first 2 or 3 years on VeVe or other platforms will seem outdated and simple and quaint.
Yeah.
And I believe there will be a period of time where that is considered to be a bad thing. But then that period will end. And the way the early piece, the pixelization or the simplicity of the craftsmanship or the relatively very low file size of what's to come in the future, in my opinion, that's where the value is going to be. Because it will be something trapped in a time capsule. And it will be a visual representation of the embryonic stage that we're in right now of IP on the blockchain. Which is why I always like things that come out early, that come out currently that look incredible. But there's always a voice in the back of my head saying, okay, as great as this looks, this will still look quaint and simple one day compared to what's coming. So, and I actually think that mentality serves one well if they extend it not only to the quality of these things, but other aspects of the market. We need to, these early markets, VeVe, whatever market you're in, have to go through these growing pains. And by the way, the show Growing Pains made everyone think the term is growing pains, but it's actually growing pangs, which I've never been crazy about. P-A-N-G, it's a pang.
No.
Just get it over with, Webster Dictionary. Change it to growing pains. Make it easy for me and everyone else.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, it doesn't. It's not. Plus, anyone who says it correctly, like I just did, needs to go take a hike. What kind of high horse am I on, for Christ's sake?
Yeah.
But anyway, I think anytime there's a bump in the road, and this road is going to be littered with bumps and IEDs, not to be confused with IUDs. The two are they're very similar. They're very confusing. And all sorts of shrapnel. I mean, this yellow brick road that we're traveling down, everyone, it is a bumpy fucking road.
It's one of those old like cobble stones that you end up like breaking your ankle on.
Exactly, you're breaking ankles,
Oh.
wheels are falling off
Yeah.
your vehicle. Expecting anything other than that, I believe, is inexperienced and naive. So please invest or collect accordingly, because these things are going to be inevitabilities. The next mechanics on the next drop, the next this with the next that. All of it is going to have to work itself out in real time in front of us. We are the testing ground. And if you're operating in any of these early markets thinking anything else, it means that you think these markets are run by deities who have it all figured out. No, it's all human beings who are trying to grow and expand, build businesses, and do something pretty pioneering, which often comes with a ton of failure. So buckle up and try to have fun in that context.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Well, it's coming up on 10:30 here at night in the UK, so I got to start thinking about wrapping up the space soon. But yeah, I just want to say big thank you to everybody who's spoken the space this episode. But some pretty hard hitting topics to be honest. But they've been good. I mean, there's been good to get them out, get them spoken about, get a bit of awareness happening. Yeah, it's been.
Thanks for the space, man. Great space.
Yeah, no worries, CB. Swampy. Yeah, Swampy. Sorry, right, you had your hand up before.
No, it's all right. I like listening to CB. He's like a radio show host or something.
Hey, man, Swampy and I go back to early Discord days, super early, right?
All right.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So, as far as season 1 and 2 goes, I just want to say on VeVe, I think what CB's saying is pretty spot on for a lot of NFTs out there, like the file size, what it has kind of like packaged for, for that. And I would say that's true. But just seeing some of the early first couple seasons in the VeVe verse, like seeing a Ritmo or seeing, not financial advice, by the way, Captain America Punch or something, it definitely, what we're viewing on our phones is kind of a compressed version of that. So some of these have better versions, and I don't really know. I'm not,
Great point,
VeVe. I'm not VeVe or anything. So, but I think there's a possibility that they can update these assets for things that are coming to the in the future. So even some older things, I think there's a possibility they can upgrade those for higher tech that comes and stuff. So, because they have shown where they'll fix your asset, something messed up, we can fix it.
Yeah, it's true.
So, but I'm not here to say it's gonna happen or hasn't,
Yeah.
I'm just saying the possibilities just because what we've seen happen. And but anyway, appreciate the space, appreciate everybody on the stage, and Collectors Gone Digital and the one and only everybody in this whole space. Y'all are great. And I love the Web V, which stands for value.
That's very true.
I love it.
It does. Yeah, that's it. A lot of people think it stands for VeVe, but no, it doesn't. Web V stands for value, which is what we try and bring to the space, trying to bring a little bit of value into people's lives, with just providing an area where we can geek out, collect and connect, and even sometimes discuss some of these intense topics from time to time. But like I said, that's what it's all about. But yeah, like I said, I like to leave the last 10 minutes or so open to anyone who's been listening in the background. So if you want to come up and say a few words, you're more than welcome to. It's a safe space, and we do welcome anyone's point of views or opinions or anything like that. Always makes for a fresh conversation. But if you want to just chill in the background and listen to, that's totally cool. I just appreciate everybody taking the time out of your busy day to come and chill with us. Like I see the likes of, I see Dr. Fuse in the background. I haven't seen you for ages, mate. How are you? So hopefully, hope you're doing well, mate. The family's doing well. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Fuse in real life, and I know he's an awesome guy. So hope you keep him well, mate. I see Weisman. So always a pleasure having you in the space. Another one I've met in real life as well. Really cool. I also believe you just released another video or something. So I saw not long ago. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, mate, and the family's doing well. And everyone else has just been chilling in the space. So I see Mr. MC1's dropped in as well, just to say hi. Hope you're doing well, mate. Again, thank you for the help that you gave me a little while ago. It is gradually making progress, but thank you very much. Mr. MC1 helping me out with I'm trying to get a guest on to Get to the Comics, my YouTube channel. So it's in the works. I won't say who it is because it's a surprise, but hopefully making progress. So, but we're getting there. And yeah, big thank you. What's the Martin Nacho, Hinano's still with us. Dr. Rolex is still with us. VeVe NFT Comics, Casual, where's Omar? All the popular, all the cool kids out there in the space are still with us. But yeah, if anyone didn't have anything else they want to add to the conversation or come and say hi or anything else, I guess I'll start closing out because unfortunately, like it's I've just found out some people think I'm a robot, or some people think I'm AI because I do these spaces all the time. No, unfortunately not. I am a human being and I do require sleep, even though I don't get nowhere near as much as I should. But yeah. So if there wasn't anything else that anyone else wanted to chime in on, I'll start closing out.
Yeah, I got one last thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I absolutely having the time of my life with how the market is right now. Don't get me wrong. I want everyone to be a winner. But for me personally, the mint numbers I'm getting is just crazy, man. I got 12 mint numbers, 616 from the X-Men. This was what I collect. I got the first appearance of Gambit. I got Rogue. Nice. I got House of Powers. So I got them all. I got Magic number 616 this week. Earlier in this episode, I told you about 1922, Strange Academy. So I'm having a blast, man. I think it's awesome. So for me, it's going great.
That's it. Let's go. Now, see, I love hearing things like that. Like, people being able to have the opportunity to pick up these pieces that they thought were unobtainable before. I mean, that's the flip side on these markets as well. Like, if there is a piece out there you've had your eye on for ages and you thought it was out of your reach, when little things like these happen and it sort of gets back within your price tolerance, I should say. That's great that you're able to add these things to your collection. So congratulations to you, sir. But yeah, so Josh, Collectors Gone Digital. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, mate? We'll close this out.
No, man. I appreciate the space and everyone who came up on stage and listened. And yeah, I got no other points, but see you guys in the next one. Yeah,
no worries. And thanks again for bringing up those points that you spoke about before in regards to performance and everything to do with the VeVe stuff. I mean, like I said, I always try and provide a safe space for everybody to voice their opinions no matter what they are. Yeah, Swampy D. So anything else you guys want to chime in from, Sven?
Nah, I really appreciate the space and everybody in it, and I hope that I don't. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just coming up. Maybe because I'm cool in the crowd. I enjoy the show, so I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade or anything, and I'm just trying to bring that VeVe value if I can, and hopefully that's what I bring. But I appreciate all you guys for everything you do, all your time spent, and all your passion, and sharing your passion, and don't stop. Just do whatever it is, whatever you're passionate about and excited about right now.
That's it.
Right after this show's over, the next most exciting thing that you can think of.
Well, for me, sir, the next most exciting thing that I can think of is sleep. I'm going straight to sleep. But yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, no. Again, mate, I appreciate coming out. I appreciate you coming up to speak. I mean, it's always a pleasure having you speaking in the space. And yeah, like I said, as long as everyone keeps coming back to these spaces, I'll try and keep providing as much value as I possibly can. And what about D, Sven? So anything you want to leave us with?
Nope. I'm fine. I'm fine, Osman.
I'm good. All right, no. So again, thank you for all the points that you brought out as well this episode, Sven. Some really in-depth stuff. Okay, well, on that note, then, if no one else got anything else I want to add, I guess I'll start closing out.
Yeah, thanks, Oz, for the space.
Thanks a lot, Art.
Yeah, no worries. And I suppose I have to ask a question, don't I? What you eating, D?
I'm eating some pickled mangoes right now.
Ooh, pickled mangoes. That sounds very exotic.
It's very good.
Very cool.
I've never heard of that, and now I have to try it.
Me neither. Let's say now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, go give it a try.
Well, there you go, guys.
I think I will.
Osman, we appreciate the space, man. It's always a nice time to come and sort of do a recap of what's been going on, and got a great assortment of voices coming in to speak on stuff. Great stuff, man.
No, thank you, Stevie. I appreciate that. And yeah, so on that note, guys, I will start closing out. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's taken the time out of your busy day to come and chill in the space with us. It's always a pleasure to have just anybody come into my space and just come and chill. It's always a pleasure. And like I said, I try and provide a safe space to sort of collect and connect with others, just chill, geek out, all that sort of fun stuff. And yeah. Like I said, it's been a bit of a different one this time, but like I said, there's been some big topics on everyone's minds that everyone wanted to get out, and hopefully we've done a good job of providing a platform for everyone to sort of discuss what's been on your mind, and hopefully, the team out there is listening, and maybe they'll take some of it on board. Maybe they won't. Who knows? We'll just have to stay tuned and see what happens. But I think, like I said, we're still early on some things, and we're still on the path. Like I said, it's not going to be a straight path up. It's going to be twists and turns. It's like going to be a rickety old roller coaster. It's just going to throw us around all over the place. But like I said, as long as the direction's still solid and the team's building and making progress, that's the main thing. And like I always say, baby steps, it's all baby steps, and baby steps will even get you somewhere. So on that note, I want to say big thank you to all the speakers as well who've had this episode. So Josh, Collector's Gone Digital, CB, Exhibition, D, Swampy, Sven, and just a big thank you guys for coming in and voicing your opinions and just coming chilling with us. And on that note, I want to say a big shout out to the Web V Collective, which is the collectors group that I'm a part of, or community I want to say I'm a part of now as well. We're basically a very, very diverse group now. So we've got everything from content creators to artists to just amazing, awesome people in the space. And if anyone's interested in getting involved with the Web V Collective and wants to join our group chat, we even have a Discord. Feel free to DM me. My DMs are always open, and I'm always interested to hear other people's stories, other people's opinions, say about your collection. I always love to hear about people's collection journeys. It's always a really, really fun part of my week. Actually, these spaces are just the highlights of my week. I always love coming in and just chilling with everybody. But on that note, I'm going to give our members their dues, as I like to say, and do a big shout out to the Real Uncommon Podcast with Hinano and D. Big shout out to My Collectibles. Big shout out to K Collections, Evolved, Collectors Gone Digital, Josh. Big shout out to Double Quill and Chris Severs with their blogs on Go Collect and Medium. Also, Double Quill just dropped her latest blog as well. Which is, I did write it down. Latest blog, Cross Purpose. So we get to meet Toby, which is from her Adventures in VeVe's number 53, Fan Fiction Edition 2. So that's over there on the X Spaces. Check it out. Give it a like, comment, subscribe, and give her as much support as we can in the space, because another really talented writer. Big shout out to VeVe Arcade as well, who does his show every Sunday and also does the amazing NFT Light Parade collection as well, with all his amazing artwork. He recently just dropped one today, I believe. So if you haven't got yours already, check it out. Big shout out to Dokta Strange as well, with All Things Strange, with the Stack and Slack videos. He dropped one not long ago about the big coming Galactus and Silver Surfer comic. So check that out. Give him a like, comment, subscribe as well. He's also responsible for the Web V Weekends Anthem now as well, which we sort of play at the start of the episode and also in the YouTube video as well. Big shout out to Biggest Bro as well, who backs up Kid Arcade on his show, and just another really awesome member of the space. Big shout out to Shawnee Poo as well, with Shawnee Poo Tube, who's he released a short not long ago, or a video saying how he's been quiet because he's been building. He's been working on his project with I can't remember now, mind blank because I'm tired, but that's okay. He'll come back to me later. Sorry, Fuji. That's the word I was looking for. Fuji. Becky G. Yes, so he's been working on his thing with Fuji. So that's why he's been quiet, but he's coming back. So big shout out to Informant BE as well, who covers the drop streams with VeVe Comics and the collectibles, and also does the muzzle runs coverage as well. Very, very cool. Big shout out to Mr. Falcon as well, who does his own little news segment now, which is very, very entertaining, which uses the collectibles on VeVe. Big thank you to big thank you to him for that one as well. Also, another bloke that I've had the pleasure of meeting in real life, and he's just a wonderful person to be around. Really fun too. Really, really cool guy. Big shout out to Olga MKC with the MetaKitties project on OpenSea. Big shout out to Mr. Gecko as well, who is always out there in the spaces, hosting and getting involved. It's also, I think she was hosting the reset with Dave very shortly, if not now. Another lovely lady in the space, and really, really cool to chill out with. And a big shout out to Casual, which I think he's still listening there in the background as well. Big shout out to Casual, hosting the karaoke spaces, which are very, very, very fun, very, very popular. Also does all the fun Funko AI art as well. And again, and also a very talented voiceover artist, from what I've been told as well. What I've been told, what am I talking about? I've heard it firsthand. The guy's a powerhouse of talent. So yeah, another very cool guy. And of course, last but not least, your host, OsmanCollect63. Hey, that's me. I've got my my own YouTube channel, which is called Get to the Comics, where we've basically been doing live comic book readings of the comic books that we've got on VeVe. And we recently just did the Blood Hunt #1 with Dokta Strange. Really, really fun read. Very not an overly great start to the Avengers, being completely overrun with vampires. But again, fun read. We had a great time doing it. And yeah, I've got a few other guests coming in the pipeline as well. One of them is it was actually one of our speakers now. But stay tuned. What could he be reading? Who is it? Stay tuned in the spaces for that one. And yeah, on that note, guys, I'm going to say good night, good evening, good morning. And yeah, this has been Web V Weekends episode 31. I've been your host, OsmanCollect63. Take care, everyone. Have a good one, and we'll talk more soon.